Hi, how's it going? Welcome back. It is Saturday. Nothing is going on in the world. Why am I even streaming? We're gonna do it anyway. We do have some stuff to discuss. Okay, I didn't come here unprepared. Once again, starting late, no big deal. But yeah, what we will be discussing, just a little summary as to what has happened with Bitcoin, where we currently are, little data statistics from other banks, from other countries. And then little updates on Russia-Ukraine war is still going on, the only thing really going on. And then also the European Commission and their little censorship battle against Elon Musk and Twitter. And also some clarifications on upcoming IPOs. So we will be getting into all of that today. In terms of Bitcoin's price, we have not moved an inch today. Yeah, we rose to 90,240. Yeah, we dropped to 88,824. It's not a real big difference though. We're right in the middle of that right now. 89,364. We haven't really moved since yesterday. 0% movement. Okay, not that was to be expected. Today is a Saturday. It is what it is. Okay. That being said though, we are still in an uptrend. We're looking decent. I still think that who knows, maybe we rise from here. Would be not ideal. I wouldn't really want it to rise from here, although it could. I'm talking in terms of like, late tomorrow or Monday. I'm hoping more for a drop though, because I do want to start getting into it now. Not now, but give me 86 or 87,000. I'll be glad to enter. Any number in between there, if we do see it oversold, I'm going in, as long as the trend doesn't flip over, right? If we get like a disgusting drop like these ones that we have seen, where we have had constant red candles in a span of a day, 12% drop. Yeah, I don't want to see that, because ultimately 12% drop from here should take us below 80,000, and we do not want to see that. What I'm talking is like a 3% drop, sure. Something like that on Bitcoin can happen on a red Monday. Let's do it. That's where I would be willing to enter, as long as we do see a bounce from there, of course. I'm not going to like go in, so to speak. When it's oversold, I'm going to wait for it to come out of its oversold territory, enter there, and then put a stop loss below. What I'm trying to say is I would hope Bitcoin's price would do this. Please let me draw. Something like that before rising upward, right? Ideally. This is my little projection as to what I would expect. So one more drop, yes, sure. It's needed, I feel like, in order to maintain a healthy uptrend. From there, long position. After we come out of oversold territory, stop loss right below that to keep us in the uptrend, because uptrend should follow like this, and whatever the uptrend line would go. Depends on how far up we rise. Doesn't really matter though. That's kind of what I would want to expect from a move like that. So that's really what I wanted to pay attention to. Chad Jeets, welcome. Mood Dang. I did see it was rising today, right? Or dropping? Some big movement. Moo Dang. I put me dang. 57%. Okay, okay. No, this is more than 57. This rose to 24 cents from costing 6 or 7 cents. I gotta stop saying the 6-7 meme, but whatever. What was the total rise? 242%. Oh boy. What did the AI just say there? I bet something stupid. It says crypto ATMs surge as Moodeng skyrockets 50%. Well, okay. Ignore that. We rose 242% in total. Right now we are up 56%. That's pretty good. What do I even do here though? Like, would you enter this? Way too much volatility. Build a wick? Dude, I don't know. I don't know. Feels like it could have been, lots of shorts getting liquidated. That could have played a huge part on that. And, dude, give me a real reason, though. Where are we up? Is it just whale activity? Could be, because I'm assuming this market cap is extremely low. People would have already taken the profits. You're being exit liquidity if you go long, in my opinion. What am I looking at? Coinbase. Oh, Moodang. I'm assuming it's this one. Hey, come on now. Yeah, this one. Yeah, crazy, crazy rise over here. Why are we up today? Social media hype. The official X account is posting cryptic messages like, I see no difference, and Moodang is hearing things. This happened in October. No one cares. That was so long ago. That was like 20 years ago. Sparking speculation about partnerships or ecosystem updates. Okay. Yeah, we shall see if anything important did come out. I guess I could look it up now. Moodang, did we have anything? I don't follow them, but Moodang dead. That's the first thing that comes up. So funny. This would be the no, it's the fan page. Where's the official one? Do they not have an official one? What was it? Moodang Soul. Yeah, it is this one then. Why does it call it a fan account? Whatever. Nothing really impressive posted. You're putting a picture of Vitalik with two hippos here. All right, timeline cleanse. Oh, that's what the Moodang is. It's the hippo. What am I talking about? Yeah, but nothing. I don't know. Nothing too funny. I would say this is all just whale activity here. Technical breakout, that's not real. Meme coin volatility, neutral. I would keep it as whale activity here. What was the market cap? That's what I wanted to look at. It was number 250, 249. Yeah, easily somebody could have injected a couple $1 million just out of the blue, made it rise like that. And this is just like the aftermath of people seeing the huge event, right? Congrats, I guess. Yeah, we are really overbought too. 86 on the RSI. Wow. And I don't know. If you do want to take the risk, you got funding rate on your side heavily. You'd get paid a great amount if you do go long. But that's gambling. And we don't do gambling on this channel, do we? No, I'm sure we do. Okay, I'll move on to Ethereum. Surge past 3K, bullish momentum or temporary spike? Bullish momentum. That's what it is, not a temporary spike. We're at 3,046 with Ethereum. Still kind of a neutral movement as well, 0% overall today. At least we maintain ourselves above the 3,000, which is what is most important. Arguably more important than that is maintaining the 2,877. Potential good entry if we do find Ethereum dropping over here. I'm reading a lot of good stuff with Ethereum. The Fusaka upgrade was actually pretty good for it. I checked on one of the posts that I have, which we'll go over soon. It's talking about like the fees. The fees on it, it's like actually really cheap now. So that's pretty good for Ethereum. I do want to check over here. Does it show what the gas fees are somewhere? I'm sure it does. And I probably just don't remember where. Nope. Okay. That's fine though. Yeah, I can find it now. But same deal. If I'm expecting a drop on Bitcoin, you'll have to expect it on all the rest of the altcoins as well. Nothing too crazy of a drop, like I said, just a small movement downward to give us the entry signal for us to go long and take advantage of the overall price movement. I wouldn't hold on to it for too long though. I'd take a profit once we become overbought, continuing the uptrend, of course. If you exit with a stop loss, that means the trend just flips back to negative and we expect prices to fall down even further until we find our next footing. For the time being, though, yeah, I would enter long with a stop loss below our current local bottom. Not this low, but it would be whatever low point that we have over here. Same deal what I drew there with Bitcoin, right? Something like this. Bottom right where the uptrend invalidates, and then go long. That's kind of what I would hope to gain from Ethereum or even Bitcoin for that matter. Same would probably go with Solana, although I think we would, I don't know. I'm not liking Solana. It seems like the uptrend might invalidate a little too soon because The invalidation point for it is 128. Current price of Solana 132. Everything is 0% movement today. Crazy. Except for Sui. Okay. I do have some news on Sui, I think. I hope I saved it. Basically ETF. ETF's coming. I don't think I saved it, but Grayscale ETF for Sui coming soon. I'm pretty sure. Grayscale. Sui ETF. Give me news on that. SEC approves first 2x Sui ETF. Okay, that does exist. I forgot. I did cover that live. And they did file S1 for a new Sui ETF. Okay. That's coming soon, and we're going to see like large amounts of ETFs getting approved. Apparently a Chainlink ETF already got approved, and I completely missed that. Flew completely under the radar. Link ETF. G-Link, Grayscale Chainlink ETF. Yeah, it's real. It exists. And from what I heard, it's been having good inflows so far. Where do I see that? Will Farside UK ever post it? Please post it. I know you hate XRP, and I'll understand it, but show us everything, man. Solana, XRP. I mean, you have a Solana here, but show us Sui and Chainlink and Dogecoin and all of that. Grayscale ETF flows. Where is the flows? Can I look that up? Our side. No, this is for Bitcoin. Come on. Chainlink faces 16% drop despite ETF inflows. What? 16% drop? That is a lie. We're up 2% today. 16% drop from where? Chainlink surges as Microsoft explores custom chip collaboration. Dude, that has nothing to do with it. What is wrong with this AI? If I could give feedback to BingX, please either get rid of this AI or just fix it. Or just, you know, API chat GPT in here. Something. Because this is just putrid. It's not worth it. Or just hire me. I'm good at AI stuff, I think. I don't know. We'll see, man. Sui surges 3% as Hong Kong fire sparks reforms. Dude, what does this even mean? You see what I'm saying? This AI is so bad. Whatever. Moving on. Solana was a 0% movement, 132, like I said. Sui is at 2% movement up today, $1.57. Kind of a bounce a little bit over here. Decent rise. But I would like it to drop to 140 before we enter again. Sui 140. Yeah, I could do that. I'm ignoring the pivot levels for now, by the way, because we're getting new ones by tomorrow. So we'll go over what we could expect for the upcoming week. Upcoming week should be pretty good too. I forget if anything special is happening Monday. I don't think it is. But Wednesday, we're getting that FOMC meeting, the interest rate cut decision. That's not what I'm looking for. What is it called? I'm blanking. That's not what I'm looking for either. What was I going to look up? I literally... Sui, I talked about pivots, and then I talked about what? Oh yeah, the economic calendar. That's what I was looking for. Okay, sorry. I am having a Joe Biden moment over here. But yeah. Yeah, nothing's happening Monday. Never mind. Jolts Tuesday. I don't think that's too important, though. Wednesday, here it is. Fed interest rate decision. And then the projections as well. That's coming out. And then the press conference half an hour later, where Mr. Powell will be speaking and telling us good stuff. Right, Powell? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we're getting delayed economic data a couple of weeks after that. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like, oh, we're now going to focus on the next FOMC meeting. But I feel like that's what it is right now. What's happening next? What's happening next? And that's what's going to determine the price movements of crypto in general, because we're importing a lot of the Wall Street here. And hey, all these ETFs getting approved and prices are still low. They're going to do something about it. No, I'm just saying, but we'll see. So there you go. That's good for Sui. Hyperliquid 30. Oh, okay. Market braces for Fed decision as Bitcoin nears 91K. Why are you telling me this at Hyperliquid's chart? But whatever. I want it at 29 so I could buy. We're really, really close to like oversold as well. We're at 34. This would be good. I'm really excited to enter for Hyperliquid. We'll see. We shall see. Um, yeah. Great project. Great project. Oh boy. Chainlink up 2%. $13.91. Can we please cross 14? We did before. We hit 14.91 as our local top. Can we please hit 15? Something. Chainlink should be $20 plus. Like, it's very undervalued in my opinion. Yeah, come on. We've got so much going on with Chainlink. ETFs coming out, economic data getting released, partnered with the US government through Chainlink for a lot of other blockchain projects, and Pyth. How's Pyth doing? Same deal, up 2%. Not the same kind of chart price movement as Chainlink. Are we worse off than that? Than the announcement? This was the good day. August 28th was when this huge announcement came out where the US government was partnering up with Chainlink and Pyth to release economic data on the blockchain. We had a 100% rise, basically from 11 cents to 23 cents. Dude, and then now we're worth less than all that. Can you believe it? The difference between the two, by the way, Chainlink and Pyth focuses more on Solana. Chainlink focuses more on, I guess, like Ethereum blockchains kind of deal, from what I understand. But it's something similar. October 10 was pretty nasty drop, 28% overall drop. No, what was the overall drop? Would have been 70%, but we ended up closing at a 28% drop, 30%, let's say. That means, yeah, obviously, if you held any form of liquidation here, you were gone. 70% drop in a matter of minutes. Yep, that's the kind of volatility we all saw on October 10. So, not pretty. Jeff his star, can you look at Ethereum? Seems to fight upwards, might be a bull week. I do think so as well. I just think I was looking at it previously. I would expect first a movement downwards, whether that be Sunday or Monday. Anything leading up to the Fed interest rate decision as well, because we usually do get a little shaky. And then we will head higher because I know that we will get our rate cut. We're also getting projections. I'm expecting those to be good. We're expecting that guy Powell to leave soon. We're expecting Fed Moran to, not Fed Moran. Fed, well, not, he's not a Fed yet. Kevin Hassett will be replacing Fed Chair Jerome Powell. This is all it comes down to how things are going to perform in the upcoming year, 2026. So for long, I would be willing to go long if we do get some of that volatility toward the downside before Wednesday, around 2,870s, anything below 2,900, really. Right? That's kind of what I would hope for Ethereum, but I do have it on my radar as well. So I would agree with you. Could be a bullish week. Even with the flashbang warning here, the rate cut odds. Let me see if they've moved at all. I'm sure they haven't. Still probably 86. Yeah, 86%. So still odds are in our favor to get the rate cut. It's just, are we getting 3 rate cuts for next year or 2? Right now we're expecting 2, which is good. I would rather, how do I say, under promise and then over deliver kind of deal. Because at one point we were expecting 3 rate cuts for the next year. Matter of fact, we kind of do have it there, but the odds are a little bit tinier. The higher odds are us maintaining ourselves after 2 rate cuts for 2026, right? So yeah, that's what I would look out for. And the same goes for the majority of the other altcoins, right? At least the bigger ones. Same thing with like BitTensor, for example. I'd want to enter around 250 something. 280 is the current price. IPO Spark Clear Street IPO. What is this? Whatever. Forget that. Yeah. But same deal with BitTensor. Undervalued, deserves to be 300 plus. And Aptos. What are we doing here? Forget that. 174 is the current price. We were hitting all-time lows just yesterday. Overnight, 3 a.m., we hit 168. Dude, this is actually worth less than Sui right now. Am I right? Or about Sui's price. 157 is Sui's price. 174 is Aptos. Dude, that's brutal. That is brutal. The comeback, if there is one, will be greater in Aptos, though, compared to Sui. The comeback in Sui will be greater than, compared to Solana due to market cap differences, right? The prices will rise faster, or percentages, not the price. The price is subjective, but right now nobody wants it. Anybody want Aptos? Hey, it's really cheap. Really cheap. Painfully cheap. We've basically filled up this wick from October 10. We did see 174 on October 10. And now we're just seeing it naturally, as if, this is part of the norm. Which, no, that should not be the case, but whatever. It is what it is. It's there, and we must accept it for what it is. Yeah, Bitcoin is just not moving today. This is why it's rough to, anything technical analysis. Try to find any entries, things like that, on a Saturday. Typically, you're not going to find much because the volatility is just so low. So, yeah. Okay. Moving on. That's all I have for technical analysis. If you guys have any other coins you want us to review, we can absolutely do that because, like I said, there isn't too much to go over for news today. But I'll try to, I'm good at filling up time. Russian Air Force, Russia-Ukraine going at it, kind of. Russia's bombing their own people now, apparently. They accidentally dropped a 1,000-pound guided bomb on Belgorod, Russia, tonight, with a resident spotting driving past a cordoned off site near a key electrical substation. Yeah, they accidentally just dropped a bomb in one of their own residential cities. Again, apparently. In an almost unbelievable display of military dysfunction, a Russian warplane tonight accidentally dropped a 1,000-pound guided bomb on the Russian city of Belgorod, a border city that has become a recurring victim of Russia's own air force. Dude, how do you even mess up that bad? The bomb landed near a major electrical substation and blasted a massive crater into the street. Oh boy. Locals filmed the aftermath with the kind of exhausted calm that only comes from experience, because this isn't new. Okay. Belgorod has been hit multiple times this year by Russian misfires, turning it into the only place on Earth regularly bombed by the country supposedly defending it. Imagine living in a nation where your own air force is statistically more likely to hit your city than the enemy is. That's modern Russian precision warfare. Aim west, hit Belgorod, blame no one, repeat. This is still friendly fire. Is this still friendly fire, or is it routine incompetence from a military still billed as a global superpower? Imagine if Ukraine had done this. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Russia's large, so... But come on. Come on, dude. It's a city near the border, apparently. Let me look it up. I've not looked at these maps, and I'm starting to get a little fascinated with this now that I'm, following this war a bit more closely, because I do want it to end, ultimately. Yes. What is it called? Belgorod? Belgorod, Russia. Let me show you here. Here we are. And that is... So this is the mother Russia, right? Here is the Moscow. And down here is Belgorod, close to Ukrainian border, right? You can kind of see that. All this is Ukrainian territory. How do you... That's pretty far. I'm assuming if they wanted to bomb something, they would have been Kharkiv, Ukraine. I don't know what's going on, dude. But yeah, whatever. Routine misfire. Congratulations. On the other hand, Ukraine launched another drone swarm attack against Russia. This happened recently. Expect to read about Russian refineries or military plants in flames in the morning. Oh, we'll see. Do I recognize this map at all? Dude, this just looks like a bunch of lines with provinces I don't understand. Okay, whatever. But they're still going at it, basically. The peace talks, it's in shambles. Last I heard from Zelensky, I don't think I have it here. No, I don't. Zelensky was going to maybe go to London. I don't know why, to meet up with US officials there and Keir Starmer for whatever reason. That guy knows nothing. Am I right? But yeah, who knows? I think he should also be going to the United States, but only if he's willing to like actually accept the peace plan proposal that was made that we went over. I don't know, dude. Gonna have to wait and see. It's fake news, by the way, but it's something that can happen. Maybe. I don't think it will, but here, this is what it's talking about. BRICS, so Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, the group, they're proposing to launch a gold-backed unit payment system. So unit will be the currency, the ticker for that matter, right? 40% gold and 60% BRICS currency basket. Unit will allow 30 plus countries to trade precious metals outside Western platforms. This has to do with the issue of de-dollarization, moving away from the US dollar. The US dollar's days as a global reserve currency are numbered. I was hoping they would move, if this was to happen, I kind of hope this doesn't happen, but I was hoping that they would move to cryptocurrency to settle payments between their countries, their alliance. But no, it seems like they're preferring gold, which is a bit saddening. Come on. But it's not true, according to Grok. There is no official BRICS announcements that confirms the launch of a gold-backed payment system called Unit as of today. Lacks sources. Proposals for de-dollarization tools are discussed, per Reuters and others. Reuters fake news, by the way. I blocked them. That was so funny. I forget what they reported on as fake news, so it was fake news though. I just blocked them. Deserved. Apart from that, yeah, I don't think they will do this. My reasoning is Trump has already threatened the BRICS movement with a 100% tariff if they conspire against the US dollar or whatever. So they don't want that. So they're going to not do it. Don't worry. We're fine, dude. Speaking of gold and Trump, he went off on Fox News or Fox and Friends weekend. What is Fox? Is this Fox News? Dude, what is this? No, Fox and Friends. No, this is Fox. Yeah, it is. I guess it's like a little show that they have. I don't know. I don't watch Fox News, okay? But I only watch their streams if something important has happened. Other than that, no, I'm not a regular watcher of Fox News. Trump says, why would Fox, of all things, put on a stockbroker, quote unquote, named Peter Schiff, whom we know and love, a Trump-hating loser who has already proven to be wrong? Wow. So it seems like after all this trash talking that Peter Schiff has been doing to Bitcoiners and, going to the Binance event to debate CZ, all this stuff telling us to sell off our Bitcoin, dude, it's now Trump is on our side. He's helping defend the Bitcoiners here. Because in the crypto community, we kind of don't like the guy. All he does is promote gold and trash Bitcoin, saying that Bitcoin is fake gold or whatever. It's not the digital gold that he envisions. He does talk about, having a digital gold, but like an actual one instead of Bitcoin that's based off nothing. But here comes Trump to the rescue. He says either the show made a mistake for hosting him or it is heading in a different direction. He thinks prices are going up. We're talking about affordability here. In fact, they are coming substantially down. Trump claims that gasoline hit $1.99 a gallon yesterday in certain states. That was a big goal of his, to reduce gas prices below $2 a gallon. And it is down big since Biden era. Other prices are almost all down. Biden caused the affordability crisis and I'm fixing it, along with everything else. Much of it, like the border, is already fixed. Yeah, credit where it's due. It kind of is fixed. Check out the booker who put this jerk on. Okay. Yep. Somebody's getting fired at Fox News. Crazy. What else we got? Well, this also happened at the Binance event. Michael Saylor was there, whom we already knew he was going to be there. A bit odd that he kind of dodged the debate with Peter Schiff, because Peter Schiff was going there too, and he challenged both Changpeng Zhao from Binance and Michael Saylor to a debate when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to digital gold, that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, it seems like Michael Saylor is willing to speak at the event, but he dodged the debate. From what I know, I don't think they actually went on a debate, but it's whatever. Michael Saylor talked about the MicroStrategy. The company is not doing well. They might have to sell off some Bitcoin, and that has been rumored, and it's been causing some fear. They're getting delisted from MSCI. We've talked about that extensively. Saylor says that if strategy equity trades above the net value of Bitcoin, then they will sell the equity and not the Bitcoin. But if it trades below, which is currently what we are seeing, they may sell Bitcoin or Bitcoin derivatives. This is an exaggeration. It's not saying that Sailor Strategy may be forced to dump all the 650,000 bitcoins if MicroStrategy falls below. That is not real. We are in a danger zone, though, right now. The MNAV, which is basically the difference in volatility between the stock price of MicroStrategy versus the price movement of Bitcoin. It's about 0.9x, meaning that MicroStrategy is moving a bit less compared to Bitcoin, when this used to be, in fact, 2x or 3x the price movement of Bitcoin's volatility, which earlier this year, or even last year, it was really good for that. But now not so much. We've dropped that MNAV, that's the measuring of it, to 0.9x, meaning that this could be about $58.4 billion in Bitcoin that could hit the market. Yeah. And 0.9x triggers if Bitcoin drops under 80,000. Okay. Don't think that's a real threat, though. I think we're going to be fine. And more importantly, the MSCI decision coming on January 15. That is also yet to be confirmed, I guess. In my opinion, it basically is confirmed. I've checked the odds over here. Polymarket. Go to MicroStrat. Oh, sells any Bitcoin, buy. People are giving it a 30% chance we sell Bitcoin by December 31st, 2026. Yeah, that's a safe bet. Of course, they might sell. It's not even 100% confirmed, so I don't think we would. Will MicroStrategy be forced to liquidate Bitcoin holdings in 2025? A 2% chance that we're selling the whole 650,000 Bitcoin stash. I don't think we're going to do that. Nobody thinks we will. So, yeah, that FUD, in my opinion, it's a nothing burger. We should be fine. Before I talk about that, this is happening. Mr. Beast, his company, Beast Industries, you guys know who Mr. Beast is. He is reportedly going to go public soon. His company is IPO, maybe. Beast Industries, okay. Apparently they opened like a theme park in Saudi Arabia, I think. United Arab Emirates, somewhere. And of course, Michael Saylor tells Mr. Beast to buy Bitcoin. Of course, that's what he's good for. He's the Bitcoin treasury pioneer, trying to get as many people as he can to buy Bitcoin as a digital asset treasury. He's kind of convinced that guy, Ryan something from GameStop. We've talked about him before. Come on, what was your name? GameStop. I love it. Come on. GameStop. Ryan Cohen? I think his name was Ryan Cohen, yes. So he used to be following the Bitcoin official account, I think it was, and Michael Saylor only. Right? That happened at one point because Michael Saylor met up with this guy. This is the CEO of GameStop, by the way. And he was convincing him, yeah, you should buy Bitcoin. You should do it. And it's going to be really good. And he actually listened to him. He paid attention. He said, I'm raising this billions of dollars to buy Bitcoin. And I mean, GameStop had cash on hand of about $6 or $8 billion, and we thought, dude, this is free money. GameStop is getting into it, and they should, right? But then he unfollowed them and decided not to do anything. Now he's only following like the official GameStop account. I think he was always following the GameStop account, but it was also Michael Saylor and everything. And there was even this iconic photo between the two. But now, I don't know. He kind of backed out on it. He still has the Bitcoins, but he didn't buy that much. It wasn't anything too crazy, which, yeah, I'll admit that was a bit underwhelming, but whatever. Anyways, all of this is to say Michael Saylor is good at convincing people to buy Bitcoin. So maybe he convinces Mr. Beast. And you know how much money that guy has. But I don't know, maybe Mr. Beast is focusing on bigger projects instead of trying to get rich on crypto. I'm sure he's already had his fair share and dabbled in it a little, but okay. There has been a lot of press from Elon Musk saying about the SpaceX raising $800 billion for its potential IPO. And Elon comes out to say this is not accurate because we're on the topic of IPOs here. SpaceX has been cash flow positive for many years and does periodic stock buybacks twice a year to provide liquidity for employees and investors. Valuation increments are a function of progress with Starship and Starlink and securing global direct-to-cell spectrum that greatly increases our addressable market. I have no idea what this third paragraph means. And one other thing is that is arguably most significant by far. He also elaborates a bit more. While I have great fondness for NASA, they will constitute less than 5% of our revenue next year. Commercial Starlink is by far our largest contributor to revenue. When this stock does go public, basically the Starlink, no, not Starlink, SpaceX, sorry, their main source of revenue, it seems like it will be from Starlink, the internet satellites, right? And people were expecting, yeah, this is going to be a huge company, the biggest anticipated IPO for 2026. Late 2026 is when we're expecting this to come out. We covered it yesterday. And people were thinking it's going to be amongst the top, what was it, top 15, top 20 biggest companies. Even more than that, I think, top 10. Top 10 biggest companies. Do we have anything here from Polymarket? SpaceX. Yeah, there's people betting on what the market cap will be. IPO closing market cap. The biggest probability, people think it's going to be 1 trillion plus. 35%. That's crazy. Well, I mean, these numbers are a bit too specific in my opinion. A bit tough to bet. Like a large portion of it, 17%, is in the 800 billion to 900 billion zone, which, I mean, that's what the press has been reporting. So that's why people are betting on this amount over here. Less than 500 billion, that's painfully low for SpaceX. More than 1 trillion, people have this in high regard. If that is the case, if people expect this to be a 1 trillion plus dollar company. We've already gone through the numbers here a bit, meaning that 1 trillion, it'd put you in the top 15 between Berkshire Hathaway, Walmart, ignoring, of course, Bitcoin, silver, gold. Dude, it should be even higher than. Like, this could be top 10, right? Easily. And 22% of people think that we will not have an IPO before 2028. Before 2028, dude, that is so long. Really? No IPO? Surely we do. You're easily losing money if you buy that. I think. I don't know. Unless, of course, SpaceX decides to stay private because Elon Musk has autism or something and he doesn't want to release it. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Simply Bitcoin says that France's third largest bank, BPCE, will offer Bitcoin trading starting on Monday. So we're seeing a lot of banks do this. We just saw Vanguard do it. Bank of America recommends it. And what is the other one, dude? Whatever. It's this other bank in the US also going to offer Bitcoin trading, basically. Or you can invest in ETFs related to crypto. Slowly but surely. And it's happening across the world as well. France is getting involved in this too. Great. CEO of Fidelity, Abigail Johnson, says that she owns Bitcoin and she doesn't own many other cryptocurrencies. She believes it is the gold standard of crypto and she wants to help make Bitcoin exposure more accessible. This $7 trillion company, by the way, Fidelity, which we do know about by now. FBTC, there is their ETF for Bitcoin. We know they're pro Bitcoin. So it's good, reinforcing the ideas here. The US government now holds 325,283 Bitcoins. Confirmed number. Finally, we have a real number, which is worth over $29 billion, making it the second largest Bitcoin holder in the world. That is not correct. That is not correct. Satoshi's top, and then it's BlackRock, and then it's maybe Grayscale, and then it's Michael Saylor, Coinbase, Binance, and then the US government, and then the Chinese government, and then these other smaller irrelevant exchanges. Something like that. Don't quote me on that order, but it's something like that, okay? We're not the second largest Bitcoin holder in the world. That is just fake. But hey, still a great amount. How did we get this much Bitcoin? We seize it from criminals. That's the Bitcoin strategic reserve accumulation method. Congratulations. We are making progress. China's central bank reaffirmed its ban on digital assets, declaring virtual currencies, including stablecoins, illegal and non-legal tender. Yeah, we kind of already knew this. China anti-crypto for now. Following a meeting on November 28 with key government and regulatory bodies, the People's Bank of China highlighted risks like money laundering and fraud and pledged to continue cracking down on crypto activities. Oh no, we're not going to use crypto because criminals use it. Come on, dude. Get with the times, man. Right, BTC ETFs mostly saw outflows with short bursts of inflows. Majority, though, I'd say we've been having a lot of outflows, and we kind of already know why. BlackRock working together with JP Morgan to spread FUD on MicroStrategy and Bitcoin, push prices lower, buy it cheaper, and then announce a huge options play that they plan on doing by 2028. So they want to accumulate as much Bitcoin as they can, as cheap as they can. So well played. Congratulations. You've made Bitcoin's price have a negative 3% annual return so far. I hope we don't end the year in the red because that will be cycle breaking. Literally, all you got to do is look at the colors, okay? Forget the percentage rises. From Bitcoin's inception, 2011, green. 2012, green. 2013, green. And then 2014 is red, okay? Green, 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 red. Next 3 years, green. 2018, red. Next 3 years, green. 2022, red. Next 2 years, instead of 3, are in the green. We have a red year so far, but it's only 3% red. My hands are up in the air. Come on. We've got to make this year end green. Right? Otherwise, it will be cycle breaking, and then something will be different. Maybe 2026 will be horrible, or it will be absolutely phenomenal. I still think we will have a good year, 2026. I want to believe that. We have a lot of good stuff still going on. I'm showing you all these banks and institutions giving easier access to get into crypto. We've seen the governments do their efforts to get easier access into crypto. We have Texas buying crypto. Come on, dude. Everything is just aligning perfectly, and we've been much higher, dude. I hope this is the... No, this is not it. This is not it. This is not it. This is not it. Dude, come on. I don't have the post. Okay. It was a post saying even if 5% of the rotation in gold comes into Bitcoin, you're making Bitcoin's price rise to 200,000 plus. Come on, I gotta find that post. I don't think I saved it. Bitcoin, gold, rotation. It was something like that. Come on. Here it is. Yeah, I guess I didn't save it. 5% of capital rotation from gold to Bitcoin can send the price of Bitcoin to 242,000. Like, come on. The money exists. It's just that nobody wants to buy it. When people tell you, yeah, you can now buy Bitcoin, you're going to look at, okay, well, how has Bitcoin been performing? I want to find that. Okay, well, I guess I gotta go back here. Here it is. Yeah, you can buy Bitcoin, the asset that performed negative 3% this year. Oh, I don't want to buy that. What are you, crazy? The days of large percentage movements like this are far past us. Well, who knows? Still, I think it's a step in the right direction. If you held Bitcoin for over 3 years, your odds of losing are basically zero right now because it's only recently that Bitcoin's price has been surging past 100,000. People are FOMOing in at 100,000. And now, of course, if you bought Bitcoin last day, the last week, month, quarter, and year, you are in the negative, very likely, because Bitcoin's price was just doing so well at above 100,000. We are currently at 89,000. Makes sense, right? But this is why we hold on for dear life. Eventually, this is the asset that is meant to go up forever, allegedly, in Minecraft. Okay, this is not financial advice, but come on. Holding is where the power is. Ethereum mainnet gas fee is now on par with L2s after the Fusaka upgrade. Congratulations, we can get rid of L2s and keep Ethereum for what it is. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure L2s will have their use cases still. 0.022 Gwei. So a single USDT transfer on Ethereum, for example, will now only cost a penny. When back in my days, it would cost $5 to send a couple thousand USDT, which was pain-inducing, but whatever. The layer 2 gas fee costs are also projected to go down by almost 50% in the coming months. What's 50% of 1 cent, okay? It's going to be great, actually. So I'm starting to see it now. I'm starting to understand Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, Ethereum for what it is. I'm changing my views on it, okay? Maybe I was treating it a bit too harshly. All right, there you go. That's what made me change. But obviously, do your own research, confirm these numbers yourself, send some USDT transfers internally to confirm, and have fun with it. Lose a penny for science. Sony will accept stablecoin payments. Sony Group is reportedly preparing to launch a US dollar-backed stablecoin for digital game subscriptions and anime content, as per Nikkei. Dude, come on. Anime content? Nobody's watching anime. I'm sure I just offended a lot of people. I don't watch anime, okay? If you do, more power to you. Pudgy penguins are kind of back. I forgot to put that in the thumbnail, but whatever. We have Representative Mike Rulli saying that he had a productive conversation with the Pudgy penguins to discuss ways to make America the crypto capital of the world. If he gets 10k likes, he will change his PFP, just like his colleague, Representative Timmons, which we have talked about, but he's chickened out. He changed his profile picture back. Shame. Shame on you. Yeah, he did have Pudgy Penguin posts before. Now he's changed back to his... I was going to insult his face, but no, he's got a good face. 10k likes, Mike Rulli will also do the same. He didn't get 10k likes, it's at 4.8k, but he still changed his profile picture either way, so... Ohio, of course. Pudgy Penguin says, do you promise? And he's like, with a hand on the Bible, yes. Swearing an oath that he will. Hey, congrats, okay? Pudgy Penguins, they still got it. I should follow these congressmen. And Pudgy Penguins reposted this saying, another sitting congressman has joined the huddle. Pengu is crypto's mascot. I will agree with that. Forget Shiba Inu, forget Dogecoin. Let's go Pudgy Penguins, am I right? And yeah, new profile picture, same voting record, entering a new Pudgy era. You didn't get the 10k likes. It's probably because he's unpopular, but whatever. Or, I don't know, maybe Pudgy Penguins is dead, and he doesn't deserve 10k likes. Didn't Timmons get the 10k likes? Hold on, let me go back. I hate how I'm talking about this freaking meme coin. How are we even doing with Pudgy Penguins? I'll have a look at it. How many posts, how many likes did he get on the post? I'm assuming it would have been this one. Yeah, 10k likes, and I'll make this my new profile pic. He got 27k likes. I didn't even like the post. I saw it, but I didn't like it. I didn't contribute. What am I doing? Sorry. But yeah, okay, there you go. That is all for Pudgy Penguins. I mean, well, now that we're on the topic, we'll just go ahead and look it up. Up 6%. Well, there you go. That's why it's up 6%. Not because Mars or whatever NASA discovery, whatever this AI wants to claim. Moving on from or to Mr. Mars himself, Elon Musk. We've got more news about him. He is now calling for the abolition of the European Union. The EU should be abolished and sovereignty returned to individual countries so that governments can better represent their people. This comes for two reasons. One, EU is stepping too hard into this whole Russia-Ukraine conflict mediation, when in my opinion should just be the United States, Russia, Ukraine, because it seems like United States has got the brains here. No offense to my European friends, but come on now. You're changing the 28-point peace plan to 21 points and just ruining the whole thing because you're scared that Russia's going to invade you. No, they're not going to invade you, dude. You have my word. Russia will not invade Europe. Is there a poly market for that, dude? My gambling brain. Russia invade. Will Russia invade a NATO country? Yeah, literally this. 7% chance that it happens, or a 1% chance that it. Oh, by okay. By June 30, 7% chance. I don't think it will. A large portion of people don't think Russia will invade a NATO country. And the 7% of people here are just gamblers. By December 31st, 1% chance. Imagine. Dude, you get a huge payout. Huge payout. They don't have the capability to invade for the time being. Their supplies can't keep up. Yeah, literally this, dude. They're struggling against Ukraine. You think they're going to take on a whole continent? Brother, my brother in Christ. No, dude, you're fine. But anyways, back to my main point. Sorry, a huge derailment. Yeah, abolish the EU because they get involved in where they probably shouldn't. I mean, dude, it's Europe. They have to get involved with the conflict mediation. But sure, the second thing is the censorship. They are fining X, Twitter, for not censoring or whatever it was. What was the reason? They fined $140 million on Twitter. That's basically what happened. And Elon Musk said, yeah, I mean this. I'm not kidding. I think that the EU should be abolished. And every country should have their own sovereignty. Yeah, you can have alliances like NATO. That's something separate. But the EU, come on now. He reposted this from Donald Tusk. Awesome name, by the way. This is Prime Minister of Poland. I've always thought he had a cool name. It's literally Donald Trump and Elon Musk. You combine the two, you get Donald Tusk. That's so perfect. He says, Dear American friends, Europe is your closest ally. We are not your problem. We have common enemies. At least that's how it has been in the last 80 years. We need to stick to this. This is the only reasonable strategy of our common security, unless something has changed. So he's basically saying, come on, guys, don't hate Europe. We're allies, right? We're all in this together. Let's do it. And we're like, yeah, don't worry. We're still buddies, but come on. EU should be gone. We can keep the rest of the countries sovereign and, you know, we'll still help each other because we are allies. We're going to keep NATO intact. You know. X is now fighting back against the EU after the $140 million fine. Nikita Baer, the ex-head of product, has just terminated the EU's ad account, the account where they get paid for ads. It seems you believe the rules should not apply to your account. Your ad account has been terminated. That's what he posted over here. Because they posted this, the EU Commission, today we find X for non-compliance with transparency obligations under the DSA. We're holding X accountable for deceptive design of its blue checkmark, la 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 la. So this is Elon Musk's way of fighting back, basically. And yeah, it's real. The European Commission ad account has been terminated on Twitter. It does not exist. Okay. EU paid to promote its announcement on X and used a trick that disguised a link as a video so the ad would get extra reach. They find X for being deceptive while using a deceptive method to push their own ad. Interesting. Okay. I mean, of course, these are all like Elon Glazers that I'm reading all this from, but here's a post from Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, based man. The Commission's attack on X says it all. He's on our side, guys. When the Brazilian overlords cannot win the debate, they reach for the fines. Europe needs free speech, not unelected bureaucrats deciding what we can read or say. Hats off to Elon Musk for holding the line. Thank you, Viktor Orban. We love you. There you go. Okay, Pudgy Penguins is still on the rise here. We're at 11 cents, dude. This is really, really cheap. I remember covering Pengu at 30 cents, 40. I don't know. Maybe also the start of something bigger. If you want to bet on a huge play, the meme coin is the play. And Pudgy Penguins, in my opinion, will stick around for a while. I love how I immediately just stopped talking about Europe to focus on Pudgy Penguins. So funny. Chad Jeets, you said NL. Do you mean like there's a coin called NL? Or if we're thinking about N liquid, then I don't know. NL. I don't see a ticker for it, dude. But yeah, anyway. That is all we have. I mean, Bitcoin, yeah, slight rise to 89,500. Nothing too crazy, though. I'm zooming in so hard to try to get any kind of movement out of this, but no, realistically, like, we're just flatlining over here. But it's fine. So in summary, yes, a drop before Wednesday, rise, go long, stop loss below, uptrend and validation, ambitious take profit, below 100K, of course. Don't get too excited. Below whatever resistance level we get from new pivot levels. My expecting resistance would be 98,000 because of Fibonacci retracement, or yeah, retracement. And then of course psychologically the 100,000, it is there. It is important. Depends on what Powell will say for Wednesday. I almost said Friday. Yeah. That is really it. Hey, we did it. We did good for time. Okay. Don't know what else. Personal updates. Literally nothing. Still applying for work. Have some interviews planned, but they're so long in the future. Far in the future to schedule them. Which is fine, dude. In the meantime, I'll still search for other positions if I get anything. I'm still waiting to hear back from other companies contributing to unemployment here. It's awesome. But yeah, all right, that's all. I won't bore you enough. I won't bore you more. That is enough for tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you tomorrow, same time. I'll try to be on time. And we'll see what other developments occur in the world. We will be discussing that. By then, yeah, we'll have new pivot levels, so we'll have something exciting to talk about. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your evening.